Hello everybody, and welcome to Squirrel Pie Productions. My name is Tommi. You can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as DynamiteTrujillo. Welcome to episode 93. Today is a really nice and cloudy and foggy and drizzly Friday here on the Northern California coast where I'm coming to you from. Thank you for checking out this week's episode. If you're a new viewer, welcome, and if you are a returning viewer, a big welcome back. There are show notes for this week's episode in the description box below. I try to link to everything that I talk about in the episode, so check that out if you're interested. Okay, we have a make-along that we're running. Let's get right into admin, I guess. It's the FestiMAL. Hashtag on Instagram is FestiMAL 2020, and there's a Ravelry thread for FOs and for chatter, and I will be drawing prizes from the FO thread and the Instagram hashtag. So if you finish something, Ravelry or Instagram, but if you don't finish something and want to participate anyway, use the hashtag and I'm going to still be drawing prizes from that. And the FestiMAL is where you can make anything, any craft that you are making for a festival, to wear at a festival or use at a festival, a fiber festival. And or you can make something out of stash that you've purchased from a fiber festival or inspired by a fiber festival. So it's pretty open. Check it out, join in. It's awesome. You guys are making some really amazing things. Thank you so much for participating if you have been participating. And I'm going to be showing some prizes for that later in the episode. Did go to Stitches West last weekend and it was a great time. I'm going to talk about it later, and I'm going to show you some prizes that I picked up at that festival for you. Okay, yeah, that's it for that. The next point of administration is pretty freaking exciting. My YouTube channel hit 5,000 subscribers, which I'm so excited about. Thank you so much to anybody who subscribes or watches or whatever. I am just super grateful, and I think you're rad, and I love you a lot. Thank you for being here, pretty much. So that's kind of exciting. That's like, you know, it's a neat milestone to hit 5,000 subscribers. I'm super excited. Super excited. So to celebrate, I am hosting a giveaway. I love giving stuff away. I really, really do. So I am doing a giveaway of something that I picked up at Stitches West. And what you're gonna have to do, let me show you the prize first, and then I'll tell you what you have to do to enter. So for the 5,000 subscriber giveaway, if you win, you will be receiving this project bag by Woodsy and Wild that I picked up at Stitches West. Trying to find where her tag is. I think her tag's just on the inside. Here we go. I'll just show you. So this is a really beautiful project bag. I purchased it from the Woodsy and Wild / Lavender Lune Yarn Co booth at Stitches. And I really love Woodsy and Wild bags. I have 2 of them myself, and I was excited to see that she was going to be vending at Stitches. And I wanted you to have a bag too, so I picked one up for you. So I think her logo's inside here. I don't know why I'm trying to look for her logo, like that's really that important. That's it. The bag has a cool little pocket, and it's a drawstring bag. I'm not going to drawstring it though, so that you, whoever wins it, can drawstring it for the very first time yourself. Gotta leave it virgin for you. So you will win this project bag. The bottom is like this super cool woven linen-y thing. I don't know if it's actually linen, but I like it. You'll also get some yarn. I am the dyer behind Moonstone Dyeworks, and this skein of yarn will also be yours if you win. So this yarn is called Dead Flowers. It was kind of my February colorway. It's my Valentine's Day colorway for 2020, and it's the merino DK base, so it's 100% superwash merino DK weight. So this can be yours if you decide to enter my 5,000 subscriber giveaway. And to do that, leave a comment below. So I'm hosting this one on YouTube, which I don't think I've done before. I usually host my giveaways on Ravelry, but this one I'm doing on YouTube since it's kind of a celebratory YouTube thing. And so leave a comment in this video. And I also know that everybody who wants to comment doesn't necessarily want to enter the giveaway. So what I'm going to do is, if you want to enter the giveaway, leave a comment, and I'm going to have you put XOXO somewhere in your comment, which is hugs and kisses. So if you leave that in your comment, you will be entered in the giveaway. What I'll be doing is, in my next episode, which should be 2 weeks from now, I'll draw a random comment for this prize. And if I draw a comment without the XOXO, I'll draw again until I hit somebody with the XOXO. So yeah, thank you again. I'm just like endlessly stoked about this, and I hope that you are interested in winning this fantastic prize, because I'm excited to give it to you. So comment below, put XOXO in the comment, and I will draw a winner next episode in 2 weeks, most likely. Okay, that's it. That's it for that. Moving on to my knitting. I have no finished objects. I did not finish anything, but I have a few works in progress. So I'm going to start, as I typically do, with my sock. And this sock project is living in my Emerald Fibers project bag, which I purchased quite a while ago from the Starlight Knitting Society website. Starlight Knitting Society is a yarn shop in Oregon. I think they're in Portland. They also are vending at Stitches West, and I always really, really, really love going to their booth at Stitches. Yes. So this is my sock. This sock I cast on specifically to take with me on my trip to the yarn festival, and here it is. So it's a plain stockinette sock. Here's the yarn that I'm using. This is a yarn that I got in a swap a couple months ago, and it's Murray & Co. Wool Goods. It's a dyer that I had never heard of before and I've never used before. It's the Love Letter colorway on the classic sock base. So it's a 75-25 superwash merino nylon, and I really like it. It's pinks and grays. It's super pretty. I believe it's also a Valentine's Day colorway. And it's micro striping, which I'm really excited about. So the sock that I'm doing is a 64 stitch sock on a size US 0 needle. I'm using my Chiago twist interchangeables. I did 2x2 ribbing for the cuff, and it's just plain stockinette. Up the rest of the sock, I will be doing a heel flap and gusset. And I'm really excited about the micro striping. The way that this skein of yarn was dyed, it's that technique where if you open up the hank and you lay it all out into a big circle, there's like color blocks. So there's like, you know, there were like, I don't know, 4 different colors or something like that. And each little section around the circle is a solid block of color. And with that style of dyeing, you, depending on your gauge and what you're knitting and how big it is or whatever, it can pool or flash or microstripe, or it can do all kinds of things. You can actually use a calculator online. I've never done this, but I've seen it and I've heard about it, and it seems pretty cool. You can use a calculator online that allows you to look at your skein, see how the colors are laid out, and then enter in gauge. I don't know why I'm telling you the details, because I don't actually know, but it allows you to plan pool, like planned pooling, where you can actually get really cool effects, like, for example, like argyle looking things or plaid looking things. I don't know why I'm telling you about this, because I really don't know anything about it. I've never used it, but I think it's neat. So the point is, I'm really excited that with the sock that I cast on, with the gauge that I'm knitting at, and the size that it is micro striping rather than pooling or flashing. And I don't mind wearing a sock that has pooling or flashing in it, but I am one of those people where knitting with yarn that does that, I'm just a little like, eh. But once the sock is done, like, I like wearing it. I think it looks cool, but still, I'm happy it's micro striping. That's the whole point of this. So it's pinks and grays and black speckles, and it's super pretty, and I really, really like it. Yeah, I cast this on the evening before going to stitches. So Friday night in my hotel room, pretty much I cast this on. And this is how much I got done. I haven't knit on it since I got back. I did this all pretty much on the Saturday of stitches, walking around and hanging out and stuff. So that is my, this is my festival sock. This is my FestiMAL entry. I doubt I'll finish it. Oh, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode, the FestiMAL runs through March. Sorry. And I totally don't think I'll finish these in time. But that's okay. I'm not sad about it. My next work in progress is living in one of my Woodsy and Wild bags. It's the Gatsby Shawl, and here it is. I also took this with me to my trip to Stitches in Santa Clara, and I got kind of a lot done, and I'm really excited about everything I got done. So here it is. This is a shawl pattern by Dawn Henderson. It's a triangular shawl, worked mostly in garter stitch, and then at the edges, it's got bobbles. So it's got this chevron stockinette section and bobbles. And this is one of the sections, and then there's one more section just like this. And I've just gotten to the point where on the next row that I'm gonna knit is all the bobbles. So that's what's next for me, is a whole row of bobbles. And these were my very first bobbles that I have ever knit. I'm really enjoying this shawl, and doing this row of bobbles was so much fun. And I did these bobbles in the hotel room the night before I went to Stitches also. So if you haven't seen it yet, I did do a Stitches vlog. It's the last video that I uploaded before this one. If you're interested in checking that out, I will leave a little link to it wherever it goes, up here or something, and a link down below. And I showed on that that I was pretty much in the same spot right before these bobbles. And so right after I recorded that video, I did this row of bobbles, and it was so much fun. It did take me a little bit of time to figure out how to do them properly. I did the first few, and I noticed that they were, like, if you look at these bobbles, they're stockinette. Like, you can tell those are stockinette bobbles. But I kept getting like some that were stockinette and some that were reverse stockinette. And I was like, am I doing something wrong? Am I forgetting to purl? And it turns out they were just like flipped inside out, which apparently can happen. So I just flipped them right side out, and I was like, yay, I fixed it. Also, I have one bobble that is smaller than all the rest of the bobbles because I didn't do the bobble right, but that's okay. It's the mini bobble, so that's what the bobble is supposed to look like. And that's my mini bobble. You kind of can't tell really, but there's one mini bobble on this shawl, and that's fine. This shawl, by the way, is going to be a giveaway prize for my Patreon quarterly giveaway. So if you're interested in checking that out, you can check out the link down below to my Patreon, and you can hear all about it. But somebody will be winning this shawl. I should also mention the yarn. So I'm using Moonstone Dyeworks for this, and this is my merino single base, and it's the Crescent Moon colorway. Now the pattern calls for 2 skeins, and I have this much left of the first skein, and I'm almost done. So I have a feeling I'm just going to be breaking into a second skein and not using very much of it. So I'm knitting this on the recommended needle size, which is a US 5, and it's my Licka interchangeable set. And these are my Licka like minis. So it's the shorter tips. I have a set of the short tips and the long tips, and I really like them both for different things. It's also really nice to have both sets because like I can use 2 size 5s in 2 different projects of the same needles, and you know, I have them, and you know, I don't have to steal needles from other projects to cast stuff on. So I worked a lot on this at Stitches in my hotel room the night before, and I'm really enjoying it. And as I said, I am almost done. I just have one more section of bobbles left, and then I think there's not much of an edging after that. I think it's just some more garter, but I still have to look into it. But I love it. It's been a really, really fun project to work on, and it's the Gatsby Shawl. And it has bobbles. Bobbles, bobbles, bobbles. How many times can I say bobbles? I really, really enjoyed working on the bobbles. I would like to make more bobbly projects after this. So that's that. That's my Gatsby Shawl, almost done. My next project is the last thing that I've been working on, and it's living in a brand new project bag. No, I didn't get this at Stitches. I bought it right before I went to Stitches, and I got it in the mail right when I got home from Stitches, and it is a new project bag from Katydid Bags, and I will link to her Etsy shop below. And it's really cool. It's got handles, but it's also got a drawstring, and it's space themed, and it's hot pink and black. And I saw it and I fell in love with it, so I bought it. And inside here is something that you may know that I was planning on doing if you watched my other last vlog that I did before the Stitches West vlog. It's like 3 videos ago, and I will put a little link to it on whichever side it goes and down below. And that was a vlog that I did about sweater frogging or fixing. So I have a bunch of sweaters that either I don't like, I don't wear, whatever, or I want to alter something in them. So I've collected all those sweaters, I've put them in a bin, and I am going to one by one work through them and either fix them or frog them. And if you're interested in watching that video, I go through all the sweaters in detail. One of the sweaters in that collection is pretty much my favorite sweater that I've ever knit. I talk about the sweater all the time because I love it. It's the Even Flow by Holke Locatelli. So this is it. It's a really great long open-fronted cardigan. There's no closures. It's got a really wide kind of stockinette rolled shawl collar. And I love it. I love the sweater. I wear it all the time. I love the way it fits. I love the way it wears on me. It's really my style. So the only thing that I didn't love about it were how short the sleeves were. The pattern itself calls for, I think, like half sleeves or 3/4 sleeves or something like that, but I wanted full sleeves. So when I originally knit it, I knit full sleeves, but I didn't really do the decreases that great, and I didn't knit them long enough because I was just kind of winging it. And so I've always wanted to kind of rip out the edges of the sleeves, or the ends of the sleeves, and redo them. And when I finished this sweater, I had a ton of yarn left over. This is almost a full cake that I had left over after I originally knit it. And so I still have this to break into, but I'm not even sure I'm gonna need to break into that. I'm adjusting, sorry. Okay, so this is what the sweater looks like. It's my favorite. I really like it. Here's one of the sleeves. It's not horrible. I mean, like, it's still my favorite sweater, even with the sleeves how they are, but I just don't love it. I would love it if it was a little slimmer and longer. Like, I want it to come way down to here. So what I did is I chose a point to rip back to on both sleeves. And I ran with a needle, with a darning needle, some cotton yarn just through one leg of each stitch in the row that I've chosen. And then what I did is I measured down to where I want it to go, so I know how long I need to knit once I rip back to here. And I went like this. I went like this, counted how to where, like, I like chose how many stitches I wanted to pretty much take out of it, and I counted how many stitches that is. And I did the math, really easy math, to figure out how many decreases I needed to do from this point. And what I figured out, so this is the sleeve that I've started. What I figured out is that I need to do, so this is the point that I ripped back to, and each one of these is a decrease. I needed to do a decrease right at that point because I ripped out one decrease, and then from here all the way down to the end, I need to do 6 decreases. So I figured out I'd pretty much need to do a decrease every 1.5 inches until I get to the end point, and then I'll do ribbing and blah, blah, blah. So I did both of the sleeves beforehand like this, and then I just ripped one out And, hold on, I'm tangled. I'm tangled. Okay, I'm good. So I ripped this sleeve out, and this is all the yarn from my ripped out sleeve. And so I don't know how much length I'll get out of this. I might be able to do the whole thing out of this. Probably not though, there's not that much left. But I'm making the sleeve longer, but I'm also making it skinnier, so who knows. But I do have a ton of yarn left over, so it's not a big deal. Now, you may be able to tell that this yarn is a lot darker than this yarn. And as I talked about in the original vlog where I talked about doing that, like you can see it. It's a lot darker. This sweater bleeds every single time I wash it. It has lost a lot of color since I originally washed it, since I originally knit it. And I don't know. It's not that big of a deal to me. I don't care. I'm fine that it's fading over time. Anyway. But I am, if I break into this, gonna have some of my sleeve be a lot darker. And I did get a lot of really great suggestions in my vlog video, mostly about pretty much alternating skeins in the section that I ripped back. And that way I can incorporate the new darker yarn with the old lighter yarn. And while I do think that's a really good idea, I decided not to do it. And I don't have really a good reason why I decided not to do it. I think it was just easier to do it like this. And I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal to me that the end of the cuff probably is going to have darker yarn. And honestly, over time, I think it's all going to like fade into each other anyway. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm not putting that much thought into that part of it. But it's just definitely something kind of to take note of, you know, as I'm doing something like this. So I'm getting pretty close to being done with this sleeve. I'm really happy with how it's turning out so far. And then I just have to do the rest of the sleeve. And it's like I have a brand new sweater and I'm really excited. Yeah. I do really want to get this done as fast as I can though, because I miss wearing this sweater. I think I started this project, I think right before I left for stitches. So it's been like less than a week that I've been without the sweater, but I wear the sweater so much that I'm noticing it. And I'm like, I want to wear my sweater, but I can't because, you know, all of this damage. But I am really excited about this project. I'm also really excited about just the whole project of picking out all of my sweaters that have something that need to be changed for me to wear them more. Because I have a lot of sweaters that I've made that a lot of them have some element that I wish was different, and it does prevent me from wearing them. So I'm excited to kind of work through those slowly and make them more wearable. And a lot of those things are really easy fixes, like this one where I just kind of want something longer. That's kind of like my main thing. Also, a couple of them just need buttons. I really dislike putting on buttons, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be great. Okay. So that's it. That is everything I have been working on. I would like to now talk about favorites. So the first thing that I want to talk about also has to do with that vlog I did about fixing and ripping out sweaters. So I showed this one sweater in that video, which is the Marled Mania cardigan. And it's a really great pattern by Stephen West. And it's one of these patterns that he does where he has you marl together two different colorways of fingering weight yarn through the whole thing and like interchangeably change the colorways, and it has a really cool effect. And I really like it, but I made the sweater and I don't like it. I just don't like the way it fits. I don't like the way it wears. I never wear it. And to hear more detail about that, you can watch the vlog. But the bottom line is, I expressed on the vlog that I didn't even want it anymore. I wanted to get rid of it, and I wasn't gonna frog it because of the marling. So I had someone contact me and offer to do a trade. She said that she would like to take my Marled Mania cardigan and that in return she would send me a swap package. So I thought that was a cool idea. We did a swap. I sent her my cardigan and she sent me the most amazing package, and I would like to share that with you. So first, oh my gosh, okay. Where do I even start with this package? she sent me some spinning fiber. I'm gonna put her Instagram name down here so you can go check out her Instagram if you would like. Her name is Jess. Hello, Jess. Thank you for the package. I love it so much. So she sent me some spinning fiber, and first there's this gorgeousness. I don't know what kind of wool this is, but it does seem as if it is wool. And it's purple, and it's got dark and light wool in it, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and it's really squishy, and I cannot wait to spin this up. She also sent some Rolags, and I know that she makes these Rolags, so I'm not sure if she actually prepped or dyed that fiber herself, but I know that she prepped the Rolags herself. And the Rolags are alpaca, angora, silk, bamboo, coriadale, sparkle, and oh, they're so pretty. She also even sent me a picture of like the bunnies that the angora came from. Like there was just like a whole litter of little bunnies that she sent me a picture of. So that's in here. So here's the Rolags, and they're just, oh, I cannot wait to spin these. They're so pretty. There's a couple little stitch markers on here too. I'm really excited about spinning this fiber. And that is not all she sent. So she sent some of her own hand spun, which is in itself absolutely amazing. And the color, I mean, she obviously gets my color sense because these are the hand spun she sent me. So they're purples and pinks and hot pinks, and they're just gorgeous. They're all pretty much lace weight. There's alpaca in here, there's wool in here. They're just, oh, they're really beautiful. And, okay, so then the next thing she sent me was in a whole separate package. And it's just so amazing, and I'm so excited about it, and I can't wait to use it. I have to get up to go get it to show you. I will be right back. It's a loom. Can you believe it? I have a loom now. Ah! So she sent me a loom, you guys. I'm like thrilled to have this thing. And it's really, really cool. It's a vintage loom. Check it out. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. It says it right here in like cool gold lettering. It's made in England. And I'm going to show you the box it came in because it's really neat. So this is the box. It's a Spears weaving loom. And I really don't know much about looms. I don't know the technical terms, but it's like a tabletop kind of loom. Like I said, I don't know terminology, so I'm not even going to try. But that's it. And so I had to assemble it, but it was super, super easy. I assembled it like as soon as it arrived. So I don't know exactly how to use it yet. The little thing that, so these are the things, whatever those are called. And then this is the other thing. You like how I just call everything things because I don't know what they're called. Heddle? Is it a heddle? I have no idea. Anyway, so this is a thing that goes, oops, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this goes in here. I know that. And I don't know exactly how it works yet. It didn't come with instructions, but I was able to find instructions on the internet. Somebody at some point in the past took actual photos of the instruction booklet that came with this thing and put it up on like Flickr or something. And so that was really easily findable. I still don't quite understand how to follow the directions though, because like I said, I know nothing about weaving. So it's got two of these things, and it's got these little thingies, and then these, if you loosen it, they turn like that. And then it's got this thing with the little holes in it, like that. And then the other side is the same. So I have no idea what I'm doing, but I am going to figure it out. If you have any advice, let me know. I know that the first thing that I have to do is warp it. Now I did try once just to warp it by winging it, and it came with clamps and everything. I clamped it down to my dining room table, and I just did what I thought I've seen other people do in terms of warping, and it didn't work. It did not work. I did not know what I was doing. And I also tried to take the instructions, the original instructions in mind when I was doing that, and I could not figure it out. So I'm gonna do some more research. I'm gonna watch some videos. Jess told me that Bobbles Traveling Yarns has a video of her warping her loom, and I did start to watch that, but I didn't finish it. But if you have advice or good tutorials you can point me in the direction of, I think it's gonna be a little bit different than some of the modern like rigid heddle looms, because I've watched a couple of videos of those being warped, and it seems like I have a different setup. So I don't know, we'll see. I also don't know how to actually weave. So, I mean, I get the concept, but I don't know how to use one of these bad boys. But I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm so excited. I think it's gonna be so amazing. I cannot wait. And so I think the hand spun that she sent me was kind of intended, or maybe thought to be, maybe it'll be like a warp or something. And I think that's what I wanna do, is to warp it for the first time, or maybe the second time, so that I can experiment, I don't know, with some of her hand spun. I'm really stoked. This is so cool. And it's cool too, because it's like this really neat like vintage loom that it's just so cool. I'm really excited. So thank you, Jess, that was amazing. And you weavers out there, I would love to hear your expertise. Have you worked with one of these specifically before? I have a feeling this is a little unique. I don't know, I have no idea. Yay! Okay, let me go put it away. Okay, now we can discuss stitches. So my next favorite is the fact that I went to Stitches West in Santa Clara, California. It was amazing. I had so much fun. It was the best Stitches ever. I feel like every year I go every year, pretty much. I've gone every year for the past either 5 or 6 years. I skipped 1 year because I went on vacation right before Stitches and I couldn't travel again. Anyway, doesn't matter. Every year it gets better. Every year it gets better and better. I see more people. I hang out with more people. The very first year I went, and the first few years I went, I usually go alone, and I'll just like spend the whole time alone, which isn't bad. I enjoy being alone. But every year has gotten a little more social for me, and like I said, I've seen more people. I've spent time with more people, more and more people every year. And it's just so much fun actually doing stuff with other people at Stitches. It's so fun. And this year was like the best. I did so much stuff with so many different people. I got to meet so many viewers, so many of you, and I got to sit and knit with people, and it was great. It was so amazing. I had so much fun. So pretty much I drove down. I live in Arcata, which is in Humboldt County, California, which is Northern California, and Santa Clara. A lot of people, it's in the Bay Area. I know a lot of people consider the Bay Area Northern California. I don't. It's in the middle of California. California is a really long state, and the Bay Area is right in the middle. Is not Northern California. I am Northern California, sorry. I won't get on my thing. I got a weird thing. Anyway. So Santa Clara is like right in the middle of California, and I drove down. It took me about 5 hours to get there, which is a record for me. It usually takes me like 7 hours, so that was really exciting. I got down there pretty early. I checked into my hotel room, and I went to Whole Foods and stocked up for the weekend, because Whole Foods, I don't have a Whole Foods here, so that was kind of like a Disneyland going in there. And it's like a block from my hotel. So I went there, I got some stuff, went back to my hotel room, and just kind of hung out in my hotel room by myself on Friday night, and kind of ate all my snacks, and had a drink or two and watched cartoons, and it was amazing. Also, I think I already mentioned this in this episode, but if you're interested in watching my Dedicated Stitches vlog, where I kind of talk about being there as I'm there, and I take footage, not much, but I took footage in the actual marketplace, and I put that all into a little like 20-minute video. You can check that out. It's the video before this one. And so yeah, Friday night, I didn't do much. It was great. I just chilled and knit a bunch of bobbles. And then Saturday morning, oh, I slept horribly. Both nights. I stayed for 2 nights, Friday night and Saturday night, and I slept so bad. That doesn't matter. It's fine. I woke up Saturday morning, had the continental breakfast, which I'm all about. Free breakfast my way. Thank you very much. And then I got ready and I drank a bunch of coffee and I went to the convention center. It's at the Santa Clara Convention Center. My hotel was about a mile away, so I drove there. And I got there just after the marketplace opened at 10, and I just spent the morning walking around buying things. And then at noon, the girls at the Yarn Cafe had a meetup in the lobby. And if you've been following my podcast, you know that I've tried to go to that meetup before and I have gotten lost. And this time I did not get lost. I found it. It is at the bar. And I found them. They were just hanging out at a table with like a few people knitting. And so I joined them and it was so much fun. I got to meet Christy and Tristan and like 5 or 6 other people. And it was so great to just hang out and knit and kind of chill from walking around the marketplace for a little bit. So that was so much fun. And then after that, I went out to lunch with Christy and Tristan and Taylor of Wool Needles Hands. So that was awesome. And then we just went back to the marketplace and I hung out some more with some other friends and went back to the market for a little while. And that was pretty much it. If you came up to me and said hello, thank you so much. I loved meeting everybody that I met. It made me so happy to meet people and to hug and say hi and talk about our knitting for a minute. So I appreciate it so much. If you came up to me and said hello, or if you were one of the people that I stopped and fangirled over, thank you. I just had such a good time seeing people and meeting people. It was seriously the best year for peopling at Stitches this year. And I did try to take pictures with everybody that I met. I did forget to take a couple pictures with a couple people because I was just it was at the beginning and I was so caught up in the moment of meeting people that I forgot to get pictures. But I took pictures with most people and put them up on Instagram. So if you're interested in seeing who I got to meet, you can check out my Instagram. There's a couple posts about it. And I also won a freaking door prize. What did I do with my door prize? It's here somewhere. I totally forgot about it. Where'd it go? Okay, anyway. I'll show you that in a minute. Anyway, I was walking around. So when you enter Stitches, you fill out a little like entry card for the drawing. And every once in a while over the intercom, they'll draw some of those tickets and, you know, you'll win a prize, a door prize. And the very first one that got announced while I was there, I was in it. I was one of like, I think it was like maybe 5 winners or something like that. So I'm just walking around Stitches West in the marketplace looking at yarn and all of a sudden I hear DynamiteTrujillo over the intercom and I was just like, ah! So I ran. I ran up to the thing where you get your prize. And I got a really awesome prize from, here it is, Girl on the Rocks. And it's a stitch marker set. And it's super duper cool. It comes in, so here's their card. This is their info, but I'm also going to link to them down below. And they were super, super nice. So I got like a little coupon and then I went to their booth to get my prize. And so I actually got to meet them, which was a really cool way to do it. And I was so happy to meet them. So it comes in this little tin with this really neat little, this is like a laser cut piece of wood on it. And these are sweater stitch markers. So like sweater knitter stitch markers. And it's a bunch of both stitch markers and, what do you call these thingies? Like these things, so that you can clip on things. But they're all laser cut wood, and they all like include instructions about sweater knitting, and you put them where you have to do that thing. Anyway, let me show you. So like there's one that says make one right. And there's one that says knit two together. And there's one This one's a progress keeper, so you can actually clip it to the fabric. This one says back, so you can put it on the back of your sweater. So, you know, and there's like a front one too. There's all kinds of really cool, like little like instruction-y things on the, look at this one. This one says left sleeve. I'm not gonna hold it there to focus, but it says left sleeve. Oh, they're just so cool. I'm so excited that I won these. And they came in this cool little bag. A wop wop. And I am gonna give these away. So I am gonna use these. Actually, I think I'll use them as part of my 5,000 subscriber giveaway. So not only will you get the Woodsy and Wild project bag and the yarn, you'll get these fantastic stitch markers. Yay! So yes, these will be part of that giveaway prize. And that was just so exciting to win something. I could not believe it. So do you want to see what I bought? I did buy a few things. I didn't buy a whole lot. I kind of wanted to buy more. Like at the end, I was like itching to go back to the market to just buy more things. So I was like, I don't feel like I bought enough stuff. I want to buy more things, but I didn't. So first, you already saw it. I got this Woodsy and Wild bag. And it's amazing. She had some other bags. Oh, she has like all kinds of different styles and they're all so cool. So in her booth was also Lavender Lune Yarn Co. And that is Sam, and I love Sam. I've been following her on Instagram for a long time, and we, you know, we recognized each other and we got to say hi and hang out, and it was really, really fun being in their booth, hanging out with both of them. And so I picked up some of her yarn. That's Lavender Lune Yarn Co. And this is her DK weight base, and it is superwash merino, and the colorway is called Solstice Rising. It's just, it spoke to me. So I picked this up, and okay, so I'm gonna say now, I picked this up along with 2 other skeins of yarn, and they are all prizes for you. So I don't know exactly how they're gonna be distributed yet, but I got 3 skeins. The other 2 are right here. I'm gonna show them to you right now. They're gonna be, so whoever wins my shawl for the Patreon giveaway is also gonna get one of these skeins of yarn. And then the other 2 skeins are gonna be for the FestiMAL make along. So I wanted to get prizes for that while I was there at the yarn festival. So one of the other skeins of yarn is gonna be for the Instagram hashtag prize winner. And then the other one is gonna be for the Ravelry FO prize winner. So this is one of the giveaway skeins, this Lavender Lune Yarn Co. And it's freaking gorgeous. And I noticed afterwards that I totally am so predictable because all of these skeins are in a very similar color family. But I also went to the Lady Dye Yarns booth. She had some really beautiful hand-dyed yarn and t-shirts as well, and buttons and stickers, and it was really amazing. And I picked up another skein of DK weight yarn. Would you check that out? Oh, it's so pretty. So this is Lady Dye Yarns, and it's also 100% superwash merino, and the colorway, I think this says Monica? It's handwritten, so it's kind of hard to say sometimes, but I think it might say either Monica or Moaisha. I'm not sure. And it's just so pretty. It's so me. It's blacks and it's pinks and it's gorgeous. Also at her booth, she was hosting Mitchell's Creations yarn, which is a yarn that I've kind of been looking at for a long time. And I've almost bought Mitchell's Creations yarn so many times off Etsy. And I'm so happy I got to see it in person because it's gorgeous. So that's Mitchell's Creations tag, and then this is the yarn. I know it's for you, but I was just picking out stuff that was very me. So this is lanyap sock, and it's fingering weight 75-25 superwash merino nylon. The colorway is grayed out catastrophe. How awesome is that name? So these are the yarns that I picked up for you. Can you see the theme? I feel like these would all go really great together, but I'm sorry, I'm splitting them all up. Two of them are DK and one's fingering anyway. But, oh, they're all so beautiful. It was so fun picking out yarn for prizes because I got to just like buy what I thought was gorgeous and not worry about what I was gonna make with it, because I'm not making anything with it, I'm giving it to you. So I kind of felt like I got to like do all the fun part of shopping without like, you know, I don't know, the guilt, which is dumb, but you know, whatever. So those are the 3 skeins I got for prizes. So I will, you know, you'll get to revisit these as I give them away on the podcast. And then now I will show you what I bought for moi. I did not buy much. I bought 2 sweaters quantities-ish. That's a weird way to put it, but I'll get to that. So my first yarn that I got is a sweaters quantity, and it's Nightshades. Right? I've been dreaming about Nightshades ever since it was released, and I'm so happy to have some of it now. So this is Harrisville Designs yarn. It's very dark and it's got some olive tones in it. So the thing about Nightshades, it's Harrisville Designs. It is American Cormo is what it is, and I really, really like Cormo wool. It's a DK weight yarn, and it's a non-superwash wool. And what am I trying to say here? So it's dark Cormo, and the whole line has like, is spun from this very dark Cormo. It's like a, I don't know. It's dark. I don't know. It's dark. And every different colorway has just like an undertone of a different color. And I got the one that has the undertone of olive. I think. I don't know. That's how I see it. And this one is called Insomnia. And I just think it's so great. I got 4 skeins of it, and it took me a really long time to figure out which colorway to get. So initially, I'm like, my knee-jerk reaction to stuff like that is get the purple. So they had one with like a purple undertone, and it's amazingly beautiful. They have one with like a red undertone, and it's amazingly beautiful. They have like an orange one and a yellow one, and like, oh. But I initially, like, there's like a pinky purple one, and I was like, well, obviously that's the one I'm gonna get. And then I was there, and I was like, you know what? I wanna do something different. Because, like, I always do that, right? I always do that. So I've kind of been liking, like, olive green type shades lately. So I tried to get the one that was like that. It's so dark, you can't see it. But, so that's the one I picked. It was kind of between that one and one of the other like greenish ones, because within a color family there's like there's different shades too. There's I don't know how many different colorways, but it was kind of a lot to choose from. And also, like, you're in this exhibitor hall, so the lighting, I didn't know if it was like correct or not. So I'm like standing there with like 3 different colorways for like an hour going like and like a couple other people were there doing the same thing, and all together we're all like, what does this look like to you? So anyway, this is the one I decided on, and I'm very happy with it. I really like it. I cannot wait to make a sweater out of this. Initially, I was thinking, I kind of knew the yardage-ish that I wanted from a DK weight yarn. I got 1,000 yards, I think. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. It's 1,000 yards. So I thought maybe I would do the Sweater Hug by Skein-Deer, which is a pretty simple pullover. I think it's got like drop shoulders, and it's just stockinette. And so that was kind of my initial inspiration for like getting a DK weight yarn. But I don't know. I'm going to leave it open. I'm not casting it on right this very second. I am very I've been, you know, browsing Ravelry though, trying to figure out what I could make with this. And what I think I want to do is swatch with a size, oh geez, I think 6 needle and see what kind of gauge I get. And then do a Ravelry search based on gauge, if I like that fabric. Which you can do, and that's an amazing function of Ravelry. If you swatch with your yarn first and like your fabric and see what gauge you get, you can search patterns by gauge. I love that function. So I think that's what I want to do, and I'm really tempted to do my swatch like really soon. So I don't know, we'll see. And then the only other thing I bought was from YOTH Yarns. And it is this. It is one single skein of Best Friend by YOTH. And it's 550 yards of a light fingering weight. It's 75/25 cotton wool. And this isn't my normal wheelhouse kind of yarn, but I was in their booth, which was the same booth as the Nightshades. And they had a sample of a tank top. And I looked at it, and I loved it. I love the way they had it styled. It was like this little tank top. It was a little cropped, and it was over this light pink, really like flowy linen sleeveless dress. And it was like the aesthetic that I want in my wardrobe, but don't have, because I've tried to make things to like fit this aesthetic, but I have been unsuccessful so far. But anyway, I loved it. I fell in love with the top, and now I want to dress like that. I've tried to make dresses like this more than a few times, and they have always failed. But were you at Stitches? Do you know what I'm talking about? It was really pretty. And so I saw on the tag of the sample that it only took one skein of this yarn, and so I was like, heck yeah, I could do one skein. So I got it, and I'm gonna make this tank top. I don't know what the tank top is offhand, but I did take a picture of the tag. So I'm gonna look that up on my telephone so that I can tell you what it is, and put a little picture in the thing and all that kind of stuff. So the pattern is called Del Sol by Veronica Job. Yep, that's it. I mean, I didn't get a picture of the whole thing. This is just the tag, but no, you can't see it. Okay, never mind. Anyway, it was a tiny shot of the whole outfit. So I got this, like, I don't know if it has a color. Oh, the colorway is shiitake. And it's like a brownish, like, mushroom color. The only thing I didn't love about this base is that it came in like maybe like 6 colorways or something, but they were all very like springy colors. So there was like a creamy color, like kind of like a whitish cream, and then there was this, and then there was like a cool gray, and then a couple other ones that were less neutral. There was like I'm making this up, I don't know, but it was like a soft pink and like a robin's egg blue and like a mint green, something like that. They were all very soft colors, and I'm not too into that right now. I really would have liked a really dark color, which I understand. Somebody I was talking to later in the day was like, that makes sense because it's a cotton yarn, so they're trying to do like spring colors. And yes, it does make sense, but I want a dark color. But oh well. I didn't get a dark color because I didn't have one. But I stood in front of the yarn forever and decided on this one. And I think the reason why I went with this one is because it was the closest one I saw to like a warm tone, because they were all kind of cool tones. And I don't like wearing cool tones. I feel like it looks weird on me. I like wearing black and like a warm gray, and like the oatmeal-y kind of mushroom color I feel like I could do. So yeah, I'm gonna make a tank top out of this, and we'll see how that goes. Maybe I will try to make a linen dress to go under it, and maybe it'll work this time. I don't know. Okay. Is that it? That's it. That's everything I got. So I think that was pretty good, you know? I didn't get that much. I think I stayed under budget, but I don't know. I could have not stayed under budget. Who knows? It was great. It was so much fun. There were so many vendors. It's a huge marketplace. There's also, I mean, Stitches isn't just the market. They offer a ton of classes and other events, none of which I ever participate in. I always just go to the market, but it seems like there's some really cool stuff that you can do there outside of the market. But the market itself is super fun. So to continue on with the rest of my trip, I did the market on Saturday, hung out with a bunch of cool people. And then I went back to my hotel room, ate a little bit of dinner just in my hotel room. And then I went back out to meet my friend Un Young, and we hung out for a little while. And that kind of capped off my experience. Then I went back. I got up really early on Sunday morning and went home. And it was a great drive home too. It was a really chill drive, and I was home pretty early, and I got to spend the rest of Sunday with Lucy and Colin, which was amazing. I totally missed them, but you know, I had a great time anyway. So yeah, I think I will leave you there. That was an amazing weekend that I had last weekend. And I just want to say one more time, thank you so much to everybody who spent any amount of time with me last weekend. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. And I had a great time. And I hope you did too if you went. If you went to Stitches, I would love to hear about your experience in the comments below. Also, if you would like to enter the 5,000 subscriber giveaway, leave a comment below with some hugs and kisses in it, XOXO, and you will be entered to win. Also, just thank you too if you're a subscriber, because that's awesome. And you are awesome. And if you liked the video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to the channel. And have fun and stay awesome. Bye.